In verse 13, he says, the workmanship of your timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. Now, I know this kind of steps on people's toes a little bit, so please don't be offended. But there is a different translation that doesn't say timbrels and pipes. What does it say?
Settings and mountings.
Okay, settings and mountings. So again, this would be a difference between the King James Version of the Bible. You're not upset with me, Stacy, right? That you have a different Bible? Okay, good. All right, good. That's your choice, okay?
My NASB says settings and sockets.
Settings, okay, so Jim's with you, okay. You got a deacon on your side. Listen, my point is not to fight over Bible translations, but I'm going to give you my understanding, and if you want to disagree, that's up to you. But you see a difference here, right? Settings and mountings and timbrels and pipes. One is talking about the settings for gemstones, the other is talking about musical instruments. These are not the same, okay? So I guess logically both translations could be wrong, but one thing I know for sure, they both can't be right. So what is he saying here? The idea that many theologians have believed that Lucifer originally was involved with music. One theologian described him that he was in charge of the heavenly choir. So if you think of praise and in worship happening in heaven and singing praises to God in heaven, originally the idea is that Satan would have been the director of heaven's choir. How many of you have heard this before, that the devil is closely associated with music? Yeah. So it's no surprise then, if that's true, and I believe it is, it's no surprise that the devil still uses music as a very effective tool. Doesn't he do that? The devil can use music in order to seduce people. Just an example of this. I remember I was on YouTube and I looked up Come Thou Fount. That's my favorite hymn. Come Thou Fount of Many Blessings. And I typed it in, Come Thou Fount Congregational Singing. And it came up, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Well, you know, I listened to it. And halfway through, the thought in my mind, something or someone placed the thought in my mind, the singing was glorifying to God. It was so beautiful. And I had the thought, how can these people not be Christians? I know better than that. But that's how music is able to seduce people. Not just teenagers and the stuff they listen to. That's one area that can lead people away from God. Satan, I believe, uses music. He uses all sorts of things to draw people away. Do you agree music has a powerful influence over people? Very powerful. Now, it's interesting, just to go back to the difference of Bible translations. Most modern Bible translations, probably the majority, translate this differently to where this verse has nothing to do with music. Timbrels and pipes versus mountings for the gemstones. Now, he does talk about gemstones, so you could say, well, that kind of fits the context. That'd be mounting for the gemstones.
It's talking about precious stones and what leading up to
Right.
that.
Right, and I think that's why they interpreted it that way, because it seems to fit the context. However, if you look up the Hebrew words, the Hebrew word translated timbrel, go ahead and check it out. It's almost always a reference to musical instruments. Almost always. And the word that's translated pipes is only found once, so you have nothing else to compare it to. So at least I take the position that Satan was involved with music originally, or Lucifer was involved with music originally, and he still uses music to seduce people to this very day.